Welcome to another edition of Believe in Giants. Bob Papa, two-time Super Bowl champion Carl Banks. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Banksy, it doesn't get any better than what we've got coming on Sunday night, right? I mean, it's basically like playoff atmosphere, Giants in Washington. I can't wait for the game on Sunday night.
Oh, I am super excited for it too, Bob, because this is their biggest game. I mean, I don't think anyone is overstating the fact that this will be Daniel Jones's biggest game of his career, because this is literally, the biggest game of his career.
Yeah, just like the last Washington game was. Carl, I know that on Thursday night, there were Giants fans that I saw on social media that were all excited about, the Niners helping the Giants out by beating Seattle. And yeah, that's all well and good, but I'm of the mindset of this. Just win your games.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, well, the Niners beat the Seahawks. And if the Jets could beat the Lions, that would help the Giants. Just win your games. Just go beat Washington.
I mean,
listen, back into anything.
Right. You got all the help you can get, and you don't win your game, it won't matter. Just do your part. You've earned the right to be in this position. Now just go out and win. That's what it really comes down to. I don't think they should be scoreboard watching when they have their own score to settle. Just go out, play Washington, Sunday Night Football, win the game.
Now, the Giants have lost 11 straight primetime games. And let's see, they haven't won a Sunday Night Football game since 2017. But, none of that really matters at this point in time, whether it's a night game, a day game, or whatever. Carl, the Giants, when I think back to the game 2 weeks ago, for me, and I think I've said this before on the show, it felt more like the Giants lost the game than tied the game. And it feels more to me like, the way Washington was able to come back. So how do the Giants reverse the script this week? How do the Giants walk off the field at FedEx Field on Sunday night victorious, as opposed to what happened 2 weeks ago at MetLife Stadium?
Well, better execution, Bob. They just have to focus on the things that they can do well against Washington, and there are a few things they can do well. And then the other part of it, shore up where they were weak. But this really came down to a lack of execution. There were probably 3 opportunities for them to actually win the game in overtime, and they didn't. So, yeah, maybe it felt like a loss. It didn't penalize you as a loss. Thus, you're playing this game to get yourself into the playoffs. So, they're going to have to be better in a lot of areas. I think the growing trend against the Giants now is just, hey, run the football. You can run the football. And the Giants haven't been good at that, at stopping it. And they haven't been good at running the ball themselves.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Saquon, the last 4 games, 13 carries per game, 38 yards rushing per game. It hasn't been good. I mean,
No.
And they got to find a way against a team that, look, they haven't given up 21 points, more than 21 points in 9 straight games. And over their last 7 games, they're only giving up 16 points per game. So, yeah. I mean, the Giants they've got to do better inside.
Well, the thing is, Bob, they just need one more. If it's 10 and the Commanders have 9, that's enough to win it. So it doesn't matter the amount of points, just have one more than them, and you win the game.
So tell me, how do the Giants deal with the 2 monsters inside, Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, to start with? Because everyone's talking about Chase Young coming back. Who knows what level of conditioning he's going to have coming back. He hasn't played football in a long time. But those 2 guys on the inside, and then you throw Sweat as one of the guys on the outside, and Jamin Davis, linebacker. I mean, that front seven is as good as it gets.
Well, yeah, they've been going against as good as it gets for the last 4 weeks. They have the advantage of scouting. That doesn't make it easier for them, but they should be able to plan some things. Daniel Jones had some level of protection at times, and they've got to hold up. You know, they're not going to be perfect, but they've got to hold up. If Daniel Jones is under duress, 40-something% of his dropbacks, that leaves 60% of his dropbacks with opportunities.
All right. So, what are you feeling right now? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling? Give me the inner Carl Banks right now.
I feel good about the game. I think the Giants' best players will show up. I think the players who have roles will at least put in an effort similar to that in Dallas, which, you know, their role players were pretty good for a while against Dallas. And I think if they can show up and do their part, and like I said earlier in the week, don't break it. Those who can must, those who can't, just don't break it.
Daniel Jones has had some outstanding games in Washington in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Is there just something to when you go back to like your playing days, were there certain road places that you just felt comfortable playing at?
Well, we know styles make fights, and I think this is a team that Saquon feels good about when he goes against them. Didn't have much success the last game, but I think he has a pretty good level of confidence that, you know, their style of play, that if they can get him blocked, he'll have success.
I'm curious, Carl. I mean, I've been thinking about this a little bit. Team psyche. You know, it's been a rough stretch here for the Giants, right? I mean, they're only winning the last bunch of games came against Houston. You know, and they've had some of these games where they've had opportunities to win. They haven't won. Obviously, last week they got blown out by the Eagles. We talked about this on the last podcast a little bit, but I almost feel like the blowout loss might have been the best thing to happen to him, as like a great deodorant. Plus, Dable was able to get a whole bunch of guys out of the game and not expose them to injury in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody wants to be blown out, but again, when it gets lopsided, you can rest your guys and get them ready for the next week. And, you know, they just were outclassed by Philadelphia. I think they're in their weight class with the Washington Commanders.
Isn't it hard to say Commanders?
I know, I want to say Redskins all the time.
Yeah, I even want to say the Washington football team.
Yeah, well, look, Washington versus New York, it should be a doozy. I think the Giants will go down there in Landover, Maryland, and win this game.
Any little pet peeves you got going this week?
Same ones I had earlier in the week. Linebackers play disciplined football. Give yourself a chance. Give your team a chance. And stop the fucking run. I mean, as a group, stop the fucking run. You can't be no dimensional on defense. You know, you're not really good at stopping anything, and you cannot play in this league at any level, or a team at any level, if you can't stop one phase. You got to be able to stop one phase.
I see these reports as we're recording this on Friday morning that they may elevate Landon Collins. At least some of the reports are.
Mm-hmm.
I got to think, Carl, that he can help him in the run game. I mean, I know he could be a liability in pass coverage, but man, he's a good tackler. He's a smart football player. I got to think from an instinct standpoint, he could give him something out of that hybrid safety linebacker thing.
Well, he knows how to play the game. I would like to see all hands on deck, all guys that can play. He should be in there. I think he should be in there if he is kind of proven worthy in practice.
Yeah, it does. It does come down to that
Yeah.
whole thing with practice. And you know what? They need Leonard Williams on the football field too. I know he's dealt
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of injuries this year. You know, he has the elbow, then he had the knee injury, then the neck thing. But you know, he kind of makes this defense whole, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he really takes a lot of pressure off of Dexter. He's consistent. He's assignment conscious. They need him in any capacity. 95% of Leonard Williams is better than 100% of Jelly. And that's not no diss on Jelly. It's just
Yeah, right.
the facts.
Right. Some guys start and some guys back up for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason why you were named to the all 80s team and,
Mm.
you know, your backup wasn't because,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a difference.
Hmm.
Hey, I just want to shift gears here because Christmas is coming. And I know you got all these fantastic clothes that you sell. Do you guys have any specialty items for Christmas? And is it too late to order anything?
Well, starter.com, we still have a few London pieces. The red jacket sold out.
Yeah.
This sweatshirt, I think there's a few left, but I think there may be a few red jackets left, but they sold out at the stadium, and that whole legacy collection gone.
Not to be returned?
Not this year.
Not
But
this year.
there are some pieces left, but not a lot.
Now, are you going to be doing Super Bowl stuff again?
Oh my God, yes. That is
Solo or with Strahan?
we're
again?
doing Michael Strahan and I are returning. We partnered up again, and this collection is better than ever. It'll be the best thing that hit Arizona.
So I'm just curious about this because I don't know anything about this stuff. You're an expert in it. When do you start planning for the Super Bowl? Like what the look is going to be and the designs? Like when I'm assuming all that stuff has been put to bed.
Yeah, that was planned probably right around draft or before the draft. Soon as the NFL releases the artwork, we go to work. And that's right around draft.
Now, how hands-on are you with the design component?
About both hands on.
Yeah.
Completely involved. Michael Strahan and I, we go back and forth on some design concepts. His team comes in, sits with us. His team was just here in the office on Wednesday. We were just strategizing our sales strategy, our promotion strategy. We got a lot of things planned around the launch of the collection down in Arizona. And so, yeah, we've been at it since pre-spring.
So yeah, it's basically it's a like 9 month sort of lag time for everything. I find it fascinating how you guys can think ahead of what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
So far in advance. I'm more of a day-to-day guy. Basketball is back. BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, BetOnline. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, giveaways all season long. Always the fastest, easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events, whether that's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, even golf. Head to betonline.ag. Join. Receive 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your rewards. Bet online where the game starts. So, Carl, anything else that you really has got you about this game on Sunday night?
No, just go out and play to the moment. It's a big moment. Your best players should show up, and they should show out.
Do you remember what your big moment was as a young player? Was there a game that you remember of like where you finally felt the pressure?
I never felt the pressure. You feel the moment of the game and you just feel challenged. I would say some of my biggest games were versus Washington, beating them 3 times in the season. That playoff game was probably the most exhilarating and exhausting game I ever played. I was so exhausted I couldn't even celebrate with the team. But I don't think I've had a pressure moment because we prepared well and we felt the intensity of it, but never the pressure. At least I didn't.
Do you follow on Twitter Big Blue VCR?
Love Big Blue VCR.
I mean, Big Blue VCR has been going overtime this week
has
with
been
some of the
incredible
stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the one he posted with the game? I don't know, it was from 86 or whatever, where they had like the Monday Night Football, where they had like the great rivalries from the past. You know, they showed baseball and all that. First of all, that open was unbelievable that ABC did. I got a tweet from Pepper Johnson, and because he follows me and I follow him, and he saw it. He goes, he was the first time he had ever seen it. He was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, Big Blue VCR is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Anything else before we shut it down here?
No, just go freaking win. Just go win.
Yeah, and stop with the whole, well, if this other team wins and all this, at some point in time, just earn your way in yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, at some point, you do got to win some games.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity. Go get it. You earned it.
All right, hashtag. Why we end it like, Carl?
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you check us out next week for a full recap as the Big Blue Giants take on the Washington Commanders in that huge game in the NFC East. For Carl Banks, Bob Papa, you've been watching Believe in Giants.